A very, very good morning to one and all. A warm greetings to everyone who's present here in this exclusive webinar hosted by Lemon Consultech. We are a global auditing, consultancy, and technology service provider. My name is Neev Jogani, and today we're going to discuss the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. So, just to have a quick rundown on our agenda, first of all, we'll understand what CEPA is, what are its objectives, what kind of business opportunities is it unlocking globally. Then we'll understand India's history with CEPA, what kind of countries India has already dealt with for CEPA. And more importantly, we'll focus on Indo-UAE CEPA, which is the most recent of these agreements. And then finally, we'll conclude with what kind of rules do we have to implement to avail these benefits. And we'll have a quick question and answer round for all of your questions. So without further ado, let's begin. First of all, CEPA, which is a Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, is a type of trade agreement between countries that aims to liberalize trade and promote economic integration between its signatories. It typically covers intellectual property, investment, competition policy, and government procurement. But more importantly, this is a free trade agreement to reduce the trade barriers between nations which are taking part in this agreement. And it's a huge boost to trade investment. It's a huge boost to the local competitiveness of businesses that aim to export to other regions, and has been historically one of the most significant trade practices ever. So let's have a look at the business opportunities that is specifically delivered by CEPA. So first of all, there is increased trade opportunities. They're expanded. CEPA provides increased trade opportunities for participating countries by reducing trade barriers to trade and increasing market access. By removing these barriers to trade, such as tariffs, CEPA makes it easier for businesses to trade with each other, increasing trade opportunities between participating countries. There's increased market access to help businesses to reach new customers, expand their product and service offerings, and tap into new revenue streams. There is transparent custom procedures which ensure preferential treatment of imported goods, promoting fair competition, and then there's immediate duty benefits available for the notified products in the agreement, saving businesses on import costs and bolstering competitiveness. So, what changes does it make to the business environment? CEPA helps to create a more predictable and transparent business environment by establishing clear rules and regulations for trade and investment. This can massively reduce the risks and uncertainties faced by the businesses, making it easier for them to plan and invest in the future. Furthermore, reduction in trade costs and compliance promotes ease of trade, which can help domestic firms enhance the competitiveness of businesses operating in participating countries and create new opportunities for economic growth and development. Then there's boost in investment. CEPA can encourage greater FDI by providing foreign investors with greater protection and certainty. This can increase their confidence in the investment climate and encourage them to invest in participating countries. The elimination of tariffs and other trade barriers can also make it easier and cheaper for foreign companies to invest in participating countries, thereby increasing their competitiveness. So, having said this, let's delve deeper into India's glittering path with CEPA. India has signed off several CEPAs with major economies such as Japan, South Korea, and Singapore, among others. And most recently, India entered into a CEPA with the UAE, which came into force in May 22. Primarily, the role of India in CEPA negotiations is to promote its economic interest and ensure that the agreement benefits its businesses and consumers. India seeks to reduce trade barriers, increase market access for its goods and services, and provide greater protection for its investors and intellectual property. So here is the list of all the CEPAs signed by India. It majorly includes Singapore, Japan. There is Malaysia, Mauritius, Australia, South Korea, and most recently the UAE. And there are numerous benefits of the Indo-UAE CEPA. First of all, it's interesting to know that this is UAE's first ever strategic comprehensive partnership agreement with any other country, and it is India's first free trade agreement in over a decade. Overall, India will benefit from preferential market access provided by the UAE on over 97% of its tariff lines, which account for 99% of Indian exports to the UAE in value terms. This is mainly because of particularly more extensive for the labor-intensive sectors such as gem and jewelry industry, there's textiles, there's pharmaceuticals, etc. And as regards trade and services, Indian services provider will have enhanced access to around 111 subsectors from the 11 broad service sectors. CEPA is expected to increase the total value of bilateral trade in goods to over 100 billion US dollars and trade and services to over 15 billion US dollars within the next 5 years. This is a key focus for this CEPA was obviously the gem and jewelry industry, as it contributes a substantial portion of India's exports to the UAE. And it is definitely a sector that is expected to benefit significantly from the tariff concessions obtained from Indian products, given that the Indian suppliers follow a bunch of rules that will be explained in the further slides. So there is elimination in import duties in UAE on virtually all gem and jewelry commodities. So this includes finished jewelry products like pearls, unsorted diamonds, cut and polished diamonds, rough colored gemstones, polished colored gemstones, lab grown diamonds, be it rough or polished. There's silver, gold jewelry, platinum jewelry, etc. And all these goods exported to UAE from India was previously subjected to a tariff rate of around 5 to 7%, which is now reduced to and eliminated to 0%, subject to certain rules. For the gem and jewelry commodities imported into India from the UAE, tariffs would be immediately eliminated or would be eliminated in phases over a 10-year period. And there's a specific point for gold. So gold up to a limit of 120 tons would be subject to an effective tax rate of 20% this year, and every year till the next 5 years it would be reduced by 1%. So at the end of the 5th year, the effective tax rate for gold would be 15%, given that it would be under the limit of 120 tons, and this limit would be increased to 200 tons for the next 5 years. There are huge benefits for the pharma sector as well. The Indo-UAE CEPA will facilitate the grant of market authorization and automatic registration of pharmaceutical products in just within 90 days, given that they are priorly approved by Australia, Canada, EU, Japan, US, or the UK. Furthermore, tariffs like the gem and jewelry industry, the pharma industry would also benefit from the elimination of tariffs, except for certain exceptions. And it will be either effective immediately or in a phased period of 10 years. And the India-UAE trade pact is expected to reap significant benefits and is estimated to accelerate the revenue generation to $1 billion. Now, coming to the textile industry, there is the Indian government expects that the duty-free exports over the next 5 years would be increased by $650 million every year for man-made fiber, and additional increase for the textile industry as a whole would be projected at $2 billion over the next 5 years. The Indian textile industry would also benefit from the zero tariff rates, which was previously 5%. And it's interesting to note that there will be a safety mechanism to protect domestic businesses in both the nations against sudden surges in trading volumes. So, despite having numerous benefits on all these industries, there is a flip side of the coin, which has to be taken into consideration while reaping the benefits of CEPA. First of all, both the countries have made significant concessions for tariff rates, and similarly, India has given a lot of concessions when it comes to the imports from the UAE. Therefore, it is very likely that commodities wherein the UAE have a significant competitive advantage might diminish our domestic industries. Secondly, there are rules to avail the trade tariff cuts, which will be explained in the further slides. But it's worth to note that these rules are extremely stringent, and if you don't comply with these laws, you might not get the tariff advantage. Furthermore, despite these stringent rules, there is always a likelihood of a loophole wherein third-party countries might use this free trade routes to route their cheap products and disrupt our domestic industries. So, what are these rules? First of all, rules of origin. These rules are extremely stringent, and their primary purpose is to prevent re-exports entering from third-party countries. Uh, and to ensure this, there are several important points, such as a prescribed rate of value addition is fixed. For example, a 40% value addition rate would mean that there has to be a 40% margin over and above the direct material, labor, and overhead expenses, which is used to produce a particular product. And there is a necessity for third party certification. There are around 17 to 18 agencies in India, while for UAE there is only the MOE. And there are some other requirements, such as minimum information requirements, wherein all suppliers would have to maintain their books of accounts, which showcases the profits and costs for production. And there's always a documentary exchange between both of them. Custom tariff subheading is a clause added to substantiate the value addition, such as the value addition norms. In order for this to be effective, in order to avail the tariff exemption, you'll also need to change the CTSH codes for a 6-digit code or a 4-digit code. For example, if your CTSH code is 123456, it might have to be changed to 123457 or a broader 4-digit code. So this just substantiates that there is enough value addition for this product, so that the customs code is changed to another code. On the right, you can see a table with the gem and jewelry industry commodities, the present date, their new duties, and the rules of origin. So, in most of the commodities, the rules of origin states that there has to be a 4 or 6-digit CTS change, along with a 40% value addition. However, for unsorted diamonds or cut and polished diamond, the value addition norms is only 6%, which means that over and above your direct expenses, there has to be a 6% increase in the value or the prices of such goods. Here is the CTSH norms of other industries, along with the value addition norms. So please have a look. So in conclusion, the CEPA is very definitely a huge landmark achievement in the realm of international trade and investment. And it's a huge decisive step towards a more integrated and mutually beneficial economic relationship between countries. The agreement holds immense potential for economic growth, create jobs, enhance the competitiveness of businesses at a global stage. And this agreement stands as a testament to the collective will of both nations to work together towards a more prosperous future for the citizens and businesses. So again, I was Deep Jagani, and thank you so much for listening. Please let me know if there are any doubts. Thank you so much.